Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a jolly good day. It's Christmas. Yeah. Are you on board this year for an early Christmas?
Maybe. We'll see how I feel when this actually comes out.
Did Benny make your heart grow 3 times bigger? Therefore, wanting Christmas to come a little earlier?
You know, that's never really what it's been for me, is like, I need my heart to soften. I like Thanksgiving, and I've said that a million times. I think that Thanksgiving, we sleep on it and we just rush right into Christmas when it deserves to be celebrated. I love
I see that.
the fall vibes of Thanksgiving and just, the fall leaves and the good food and the mashed potatoes and the coziness and the gratitude. Like, I just don't want to skip over that.
Yeah, it needs its moment.
But you know what? I also understand how people want to get Christmas going, and what I will say I understand now, being an adult, is like, you don't want to buy all these Christmas decorations and buy a Christmas tree and all these things and then literally get to enjoy it for like only 3 weeks. Like, I get it. I get why you'd want to enjoy that for longer. So I understand. I'm coming around.
Yeah, I think, November can be maybe just a mixture. Like, 2 things can exist at once.
Thank you. Very deep. It's true.
Christmas and Thanksgiving. You can be grateful and jolly
at the same time.
Exactly.
And it all kind of meshes together. It's just the holidays, it's the holiday season.
I really like your earrings.
Oh, thank you.
Shop my earrings.
And that brings me to
they're really cute though.
Thank you. They're from Brinker and Eliza. Do you have any of their jewelry?
Mm-mm.
One of my favorites
Not
recently. They have amazing jewelry, truly. Like, really cool, unique pieces.
Are they heavy? They look...
No, they're really light. They're
like solid.
Yeah. No, they're pretty light. They're their croissant hoop earrings, and they're like a staple. You know what I mean? Where you wear them once and you're like, oh, I will be wearing these 24/7. Like, they go with every outfit. So I do love them.
Since you gave me my flowers for the shoes, I'll give you your flowers with the earrings. Your earrings always slay.
Oh,
I feel like you have such good earrings.
Oh,
and like different ones all the time.
Thank you.
A good mix. Of specifically a gold hoop.
You know what?
Of some kind.
Mm-hmm. You know what I've been, what's been my vibe lately is no necklace, statement earrings. Mm-hmm. That's what I've been doing for the past probably like 6 months. I mean, I love necklaces and I love like having a good stack on, but sometimes I feel like if you just have really good earrings, it can kind of just speak for itself.
It's true. And depends on the neckline too. Mm-hmm. Especially cozy season. I don't want to be having to pull my necklaces out of my shirt all the time.
Out of the sweaters and stuff. Yeah.
Or they get caught on things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love a good statement earring.
I like your sweat set. I was complimenting it because you wore it to our girls' night the other night, and it's such a good color.
Thank you.
Speaking of holiday season.
It's from Acta. Shout out Acta. Yeah, I love it.
It looks
very
so comfy.
I have thank you. They sent me this with a workout set the same color. And I love them.
Yeah,
I've been wearing them like literally
color.
nonstop. I wash them so that I can wear them again, like to the next workout class. So
love it.
You see me. Oh, but don't worry. I've been taking a break from working out yet again because I've been sick yet again.
Oh my God.
But I know you guys care a lot about my health updates. So I do have an appointment. Why
are you being sarcastic?
Because I just feel like I complain about maybe just because it is happening to me all the time. I get sick of my own, like, complaints. I'm sick of being sick.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of my own complaints, but I'm doing something about it. I'm going to have an ENT appointment on Friday.
Oh, nice.
To see if they can cut open my sinuses and get rid of it.
Are you kind of going to ask about the deviated septum thing?
Yeah. Thank you for everybody responding, by the way, and hyping me up, telling me to get it. And giving me deviated septum surgery, yeah.
So you're literally probably going to get it? Is that why you're going?
I'm going to go see if that's... Because everyone was like, I would get it. Someone said, I would get it every 6 months just for the relief that it brings. Like, if I had to get it every 6 months, I would. And everyone's like, it's the best thing I've ever done. I've only had like 1 or 2 people say something like, don't get it. They had a bad experience. But majority of people have said, the only thing I regret is not getting it sooner. And I said, if I've been missing out on this for 10 years of my life...
I believe it.
I think it's come further. So remember I was saying I don't want to change my nose. Though they were saying it's just the septoplasty where they fix the deviated septum, or they can do something else. Maybe there's multiple, but is not a rhinoplasty. So they can just fix the sinuses. And some people were saying it's only like a 2-week recovery time because it's not like they're breaking things, you're not bruising. And that's what I was scared of. I was like, I don't want to go through like the whole like nose job thing. But stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe he'll just say, you have allergies, take Zyrtec. But it's like, I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm ready for an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last time I went to an ENT was like 2018.
Do you remember it always being this bad, like around this season? Or you think this is like the worst it's been?
This is the worst it's been in a minute. It was this bad in Nashville when I lived in Nashville. That's the last time I went to the ENT. It's just kind of been bad at different times in my life. And I know that one was definitely allergies related, but I think the septum thing also helps with allergies. Like if you get your septum fixed, it can help you not have allergies because of the flow. I'm not quite sure. So it can help you not have allergies, I think, or something. So that is what I need to fix. Whatever's, I think I just get everything. Like sometimes it's allergies, sometimes it's a cold, sometimes I just get a little virus. Maybe it's worse right now because I'm breastfeeding and I'm just more tired and postpartum, and like so my nutrients are being quite literally sucked out of me and I'm not replenishing them as I should. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that could be it.
Gosh.
But I'm hoping a surgery will fix it.
I'm sat waiting for this update, honestly.
I know.
I hope that you're able to get it and that it helps a ton. Like that would be amazing.
I know.
It'd be life-changing for you.
So if you can see my swollen lymph node, just mind your business.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry.
Any health updates for you?
No, honestly. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, working out and stuff. And I've kind of decided that I'm done. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more babying myself. I think I'm ready to just like do harder workouts is how I've been feeling. Like
I thought you were going to say the opposite. I thought you were going to be like, no more being hard on myself.
No, I'm the opposite. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm still, I say that kind of in a joking manner because truly my whole pregnancy, going through IVF, my whole pregnancy and postpartum so far, I have been given myself so much grace. I really have. Like I have not, my whole pregnancy, I basically didn't work out just because I didn't feel like it. I was pretty sick. Like I have been so nice to myself. Okay, you guys, just so you know. But I think it's time for me. I'm feeling the urge to like do harder workouts.
Yeah.
Where, in Pilates, I've been going back and I'll just always like do it the easiest option possible and like I just make it as easy as possible on myself, which I think has been good. But up until now, I'm like, I'm ready to be sore. I'm ready to like work out, get my heart rate up. Like I'm still going to be modifying stuff. I just went to a yoga sculpt class and like I modified a ton of stuff. Like there was a weight section. I didn't even pick up the weights because I was like, I need to like get my stamina back. So it's not like I'm going to like push myself to a breaking point, but I'm ready to like
kicking it up a gear.
Yes, I'm ready to kick it up a gear.
Well, I think you've done a great job of that. Now you've gotten to yourself to this point because you've been kind to yourself.
True.
Like you've been going to Pilates, which I feel like is a great entry workout
Pilates
in general.
is like as hard or as easy as you want it
exactly.
to be.
Like it's a great place to go if you are beginning to get back into a routine. That's at least how I feel. That's where I started as well, because it's like you can go easy and it makes you more like mobile maybe. Like it works on your flexibility, which I think is important. You don't want to just like go into lifting weights and then you're sore because you're not taking care of, your joints and things like that. So that's good.
That's true. I probably am ready for it because I've given myself a break. But yeah, I think I'm ready
taking it slow
to work a little harder at the workouts. I'm feeling very sore today from a workout I did, and I love that feeling. It's like, okay, progress is happening. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Nice.
We'll see how long that lasts. We'll
Yeah.
see how long that energy and that motivation lasts.
Yeah, nice.
But
I need to go to that sculpt class with you, the hot one.
yeah,
That looked really fun. I feel ready for it as well, but also every time I'll like work my way up to a point where like, okay, I am ready to
go
get
harder
sore.
on yourself.
Yeah. And then I get sick like this. So this week I had been going consistently again. I'm like, okay, I was going to start running this week because spoiler alert, me and my brother are going to run a half marathon together. And I'm calling
nice.
you out, Clay. Okay. So you have to commit. And I have to commit by saying this because it works by telling people that it's like, I have to do this. So I was like, okay, we both were like, let's run easy this week. And then I woke up on Monday sick. And last time I worked out when I was sick, and it really set me off on a bad way because why would I work out? And
yeah, it's actually not even worth it sometimes to like try and
get
push
myself
yourself.
more sick.
Yeah, and then you actually get sicker and it puts you out for even longer. So it's not worth it.
No, but stay tuned.
Well, I hope you feel better. When's the half marathon? Are you not disclosing that information?
I'm not disclosing.
Okay.
But it's not super soon, but it's not super far away.
Okay.
I'll say that. It's not unrealistic. It's very realistic. It's very doable. But it is, going to be, I need to start soon.
Yeah.
Training.
Well, can you get the surgery before you start?
True. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what this guy says.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And maybe he'll be like, you don't need that.
Yeah, true. Maybe you don't need it. Just got to take some allergy meds. We'll
Yeah.
see. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've been up to. I truly believe that the house projects will never cease.
It's looking so complete in here, though.
Thank you. It's definitely looking more complete. I still have a lot of art. Like, I want to put a lot of art on the walls and like hang up a mirror. I have stuff that I want to do in here that's not done. We need window treatments for our entire house, which I'm about to order. I have been in the process of doing all the measurements for the window, figuring out.
That's a lot.
It is actually, it has taken so much work.
And you guys have a lot of windows.
And I was thinking, I tried to prank my mom by saying like, I'm trying to figure out what curtain to do for my skylight. It makes no sense.
Please.
She's like,
Blocks it.
no, you're not.
I'm needing blackout shades.
Literally. She was like, no, you're not. I was like, I know, I'm just being stupid. I was trying to prank her. But I was going to say, if you are renovating a house, that is something that I feel like is easy to overlook. And my friends are renovating, and I was telling them, I was like, something that I wish I would have done sooner is the window treatments. Having just like, we have temporary ones that we, so we can like have privacy, but they are so obnoxious to have to like, you have to unroll them every day, and then they like fold up in a very specific way. So you have to fold them up and down every day if you want natural light. So sometimes we'll like leave them down, but then it's like, then there's no light. And I really like obviously to have natural light during the day. So I have been consistently wishing that I had taken care of the window treatments like way earlier. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But that's been a grind going through and just measuring every single window. And then I was like working with this company, which they're awesome, and they've been like making the process so seamless. But they'll be like, okay, so what type of mount do you want? Like inside or outside mount? Do you want a chain loop, or do you want it to be cordless? Where do you want the chain loop, on the right or left side?
Oh, geez.
Do you want it to be pleated, the shade, or flat? What fabric do you want it? Do you want it unlined, privacy lined, blackout shade? Do you want it sheer? Like,
so many.
There's 1,000 options for each thing. And then for the drapes, it's like, okay, what lining, what curvature do you want of the rod? Do you want the rod to be brass, black? Like, you know what I mean? There are just, it's so much like mental energy to design and furnish an entire house.
Yeah.
And it just never
decisions.
ends. It never ends. And because you obviously...
That's a big one too.
It is a big one, and you want to... I don't know. I just really want it to be intentional with every aspect, which I don't regret, but I think it makes it a longer process because it's like... Obviously, you can go to IKEA and get curtains that would be like so pretty, but I kind of wanted to just like do it all in one thing, like work with one company and just get every window, have a window treatment made instead of like, okay, we'll put IKEA curtains there, we'll do a random shade from a random company here. Like, I just wanted to get it all done at the same time.
Oh my gosh, anyway. I can't even.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That is like, it's a blessing I'm even able to do this. So I'm so excited about it. But I do think it's just like thing after thing.
Curtains are wild to do because you have to, the measurement of the, well, are they taking the measurements for you or you have to measure?
I did a virtual thing with them and I measured every window. Well, I did half of them and then I lifted half of them. After a while, I was like, because we were like switching off with Benny. So he was holding her while I was like measuring. And he's like very good with a measuring tape. Like, okay, boom. And I'm like, the measuring tape's going crazy. And the girl's like on the phone with me. And I'm like, why don't we switch? So then Leif started measuring and I was in the background, like moving the phone.
That is so
we were
funny.
on the phone with her, like in a Google Meet thing.
Yeah.
But
because that is nice. You can do it with her. That's like a good way to do it.
no, it's really nice. Like this company is awesome. I'm going to post about them and like tag them and stuff once it's all done.
Because I was like on Google being like, how much longer should I order this than is of the window? Then how high? It's like, I can measure my window, but I don't know. That's not the measurement I need to put in to get the curtains made.
Exactly.
It's like I have to account for the way that they fold.
Yes, that's another thing, pleat style. There's like different pleat styles.
Yeah.
And it's nice because the girl who I was talking to, first of all, this company, like they're just really have really pretty curtains and I feel like they just have great taste. So the girl who was on the phone with me, she totally understood what I was saying, where I was like, oh, I kind of want it to, I don't know, just certain things. Like I want the Roman shade to go a little bit above the window. And she's like, oh yeah, totally. Like this is standard. If you want it to go above, this is what I would recommend. Like she just was very knowledgeable. So anyway, great experience, but still nonetheless very time consuming to think about what I want for every single window, what type of shade, what fabric, all of it. So that has literally taken up that's what I've been doing all week.
Yeah.
But
well, good thing. Are you missing a single window? Because
no,
that is nice.
every single window is accounted for, which is so nice. And
I have one window and it bothers the crap out of me that I haven't. Like I did curtains for all of my windows.
Shades.
Yeah, we had to like restart. Well, they already had shades. I was not about to do that. We just used the same shades, but like curtains. I tried to get like curtains and then do some Roman shades on a couple of them. And then just like the long curtains, whatever. And I even did like a little cafe curtain in my kitchen. And there's one window in my room that I don't have a curtain for. And I'm like, why does this make me feel like I failed? It's like I got a D in the curtains because every time I see it, I'm like, it's just like a little window.
Yeah.
Or I'm just like, do I want to
Those
spend
are harder.
money like on getting a curtain for that? And it's in such a random place. Has shades, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, please.
I know.
So it's nice if you get them all knocked out.
Yes, it will be so nice. And every step that we get further, I'm just like, oh, it's almost like it gets more and more complete, which is fun. But people tell me it never really ends. Like when you have a house, you just kind of are constantly doing new projects and switching it up and
Tinkering with it.
yeah. So I'm like, there's a lot more to do. And the problem is I want to post more home content, but I'm like, but it has to be the final thing that I'm showing because I want to do a lot of like before and afters. Like here's what the kitchen looked like before, here's what it looks like now. But I'm like, but not until I get the curtains up and not until I do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I fear that will be a long time though until all of it is done.
Your kitchen seems so close to being done besides the curtain.
The curtains, the shades, and I'm going to put like a plate wall.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to hang all the plates.
Yeah. But even if you just showed right now, I mean, yeah, you'd want to.
And I want like maybe a little rug.
Hopefully not too long.
The kitchen sink and, you know, like little things like that.
It's coming to me now. All the little things.
And then there's something else I thought. I can't remember. Oh, I want like a different top for that island and stuff. But anyway, whatever. That's it. Don't get me wrong. So much progress, but still feels like, and I keep saying this, but we haven't done any landscaping yet. And I'm like, that is going to be such a beast. That is going to take forever.
You can hire me.
Oh, please, Chelsea digging my front yard. I'll just hire the neighbors to do it, honestly. You guys want more plants?
I've planted one flower. I'm like, I'll do it.
Oh,
I just do a huge.
How are your flowers going? How are your plants?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm so glad I could bring this back to myself.
Volleying it up. Perfect layup.
Like speaking of landscaping and flowers, they're good. My lavender is suffering. I'm still trying to figure out how to water that, but they say plants go through shock when you plant, take them out of their original plant holder thing.
Okay.
And put them in, plant them into your garden or whatever. They go through shock, so they'll get sad looking, and then they come back. And so some of mine are just coming out of shock. The flowers didn't wilt, and I was like, oh crap. But they're coming back to life now. Looking gorgy. And just some of mine are not coming back to life yet. My lavender. So stay tuned. But it's so fun to go out there and just do it every day. I understand why Nick is obsessed with our grass. Obsessed with our grass.
Like watering it and stuff, or
who knows what is happening. Just having it be nice grass. I don't really notice good grass. We'll walk by and Nick will be, that
Wait,
lawn.
Leif did the same thing yesterday on our walk. He's like, this is nice grass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool.
I never would have noticed. I mean, I do notice when it's good. I'm like, wow, this grass is so green.
Yeah.
It's so alive. But
he literally tries to educate me on our walks. He'll be like, that is not good grass. I'm like,
yeah,
cool.
No, and I said, they have Ring camera in front of their house. Nick will do the same thing. He's like, that grass is obviously, like, he'll say something. I'm like, they have probably a Ring camera. They can hear what we're saying. Like, judging the house. We're like, I don't like this front door.
No, it's like
they're watching us on their Ring camera.
No, like, I swear what Leif's even referring to is not if it's like dead. He's talking about like the type of grass.
Yes.
Like, he's like, I don't like this type of grass. Like, he's trying to talk to me, tell me, again, educate me.
Yeah.
On like what kind of grass we need. And I'm like, you can handle the grass.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't care. And I mean, I love it. It looks good. But yeah, Nick will do the same thing. I don't know. I don't even know
so funny.
how to describe what he likes about grass because I don't know. It's just grass to me. Mm-hmm. But he was, we were having people over. I forgot when it was. And I was like cleaning up the kitchen and he was helping me do something in the front yard or something. I can't remember. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, it's getting close to crunch time. It's getting close to like when people are coming. And I'm like, okay, that's when you start to stress. Oh, okay, there's like a couple more things to do.
Yeah.
It was the classic meme. I look outside, Nick is just holding the hose, watering the grass.
As if that's going to like
yeah, I'm like setting the table, like putting... I'm like, Nick, I open the door. I'm like, what are you doing? That is the least important thing to be doing right now. But to him, he's like, no, I want people to think our grass is nice. Like, that is an important chore to me. And one of the patches was, I don't know if there was something that was sitting on that piece of grass or like a little patch had died in we have a lot of grass in our backyard. And
no need to brag.
Yeah, and I'm like, we have so much land, like acres. No, we just have a lot. It's just all grass. Like there's some backyards are like different. There's like a pool or there's just like, it's just all grass. And which I love about it. But yeah, there was a patch that was dead and he was like putting seed on it. I don't freaking know. Watering it, making sure the sprinklers, he was literally doing the sprinkler system. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then a week ago, he's like, Chelsea, come here, come look at this. And showed me the little patch of grass that like come back to life. And he just looks at it. He's like, he's just staring at it with awe and wonder. He's like, it's amazing, huh?
You're like, yes.
I was like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. I was like, now you know how I feel about my flowers. Like, he's like, it's the circle of life. Like you bring it back, it dies and then you bring it back to life.
True.
I'm like, okay. And when he said that, I kind of got it. I was like, that is how I feel about my flowers. Like seeing something that you planted, that you nurtured, happen, grow, and thrive. It's like parenting. Just like, wow, I'm so proud.
I want to watch that Pamela Anderson
Garden of Eden.
Document. Is it a documentary?
Kind of like a docuseries. It's like a HGTV vibe. Okay. It's like her showing renovations, but her talking about her life a little bit, but like it's giving Martha Stewart vibes.
I just saw a video of her talking about her no makeup
I love her
lifestyle, and I was like, oh, she's goals.
Yeah,
she's so beautiful too.
I know. She's been on my ever since I watched that show, the Pamela's Garden of Eden. It sent me on a kick because she just has like the cutest style. I think also she had 2 sons and they're older and they're just like the sweetest boys. And I was pregnant at the time with Elwood. So I was like, you know, this is my future. And she was just so goofy. She kind of reminds me of my mom a little bit, like her mannerism. She was just like goofy and energetic. And she would just do like, she was redoing her parents' home and she was talking about her garden and just like her vibes. And she had the no makeup look and just very simple, elegant, chic. I was like, I'm in love with this woman. Like, I need to be her. And then I just saw she came out with her cookbook. I forgot what it's called now. Like something to love. I love you. I think it's called I Love You. And it's all plant-based from her garden. Like recipes. I ordered it.
I love when a celebrity has an arc like that.
Yeah.
Like, so peaceful.
Yeah.
Just living their best life.
She is gorgeous. I saw that video of her on the Drew Barrymore show and her outfit, just everything. She's my idol. I love her. Shout out Pammy.
Even Drew Barrymore, I don't think she was wearing makeup for it.
Yeah.
And then she like took off, what did she take off? Like her extensions or something?
I don't remember.
Or something. At the end, Drew Barrymore like took it off and they were just, and I was just like, oh, this is so, it's refreshing.
So wholesome.
See, yeah, very wholesome to see these women just like not wearing makeup, chilling, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and they're all so beautiful and just have like such bright, like very vibrant personalities
Yeah.
and energy. It was sweet.
I have a board on my Pinterest called Getting Older, and it's to, you know, make me excited about aging and not hate aging skin, aging hair, like getting gray hairs, whatever. It's like celebrating getting older and, you know, the privilege of getting older. And a lot of on that board is a lot of Pamela Anderson, like photos of her just like embracing herself, or just like other older women doing things that are, you know, they're just not letting it hold them back. And I love it. It's making me excited to
love
get
it.
older, if I ever so have the privilege.
I know. It is beautiful. I love women like that who just like make you excited to age.
Yeah.
Who make you, wait, did I say that correctly? Yeah. To get older.
Don't
And
make you scared of it.
Yeah. We want to talk about this more on an upcoming episode.
Yeah.
Though. But yeah, we'll save that. We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
But I'm loving all of it. I'm loving that whole conversation and that whole kind of, not like movement, but kind of.
Well, and I just noticed us talking about it way more. Like our conversations now are so like HGTV vibes. I just
100%.
understand, like it's a canon event and you cannot interfere.
So true.
Like I want to know what kind of tree that is. I want to know how you take care of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
I'm like my mom on walks. My mom on walks will always, especially here, she loves going on neighborhood walks when she's here in California, because there's so many cool plants and people have such different plants in their yards. And she's like, look at that tree. Those leaves are awesome. Like they're so big. Or like, and at first I'd be like, okay, mom, it's a tree. And now I'm like,
You're like, I
look
get
at
it.
that plant. Look at that bush. Oh my gosh, look at those flowers. Those are whatever.
It really
get
is so, oh my gosh. I'm like, let's put a pin in this. Talks about it for the whole episode. But it is really so weird getting older, and you do in so many ways, depending, not everyone like becomes like their mom. Maybe they, whoever you were raised by. I feel like usually as you get older, you see parts of them in you, or you're like, again, maybe not. Everyone's situation is different. So maybe they go the opposite way of some people, but truly the older I get, I'm like, I am doing all the things that my mom would try and like drag me to when I was younger, that I'd be like, no, like, let's go to this antique store. And I'm just like, no, why?
Yeah.
Why are we thrifting? Like, and now I just find myself, and I am that person. I'm like, on my free time, on a weekend, I want to go to a thrift store or antique store. I want to, watch documentaries about gardening.
Yeah.
I want to like host a girls' night, and even the concept.
I care about placemats now.
Yes. Even the concept though, when I was like, oh, I want it to be like something that we can use and utilize. I'm like, that is so my mom. Like to even just, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird getting older, and you're like, you're right.
Becoming
it's a
your
canon
parents.
event.
I know, it's crazy. It's fun.
But it's also fun.
Yeah.
And it is a privilege. We wanted to give some advice today on this lovely Friday episode.
We felt it in our bones.
We had some advice write-ins that we wanted to attend to and give you some groundbreaking advice you've never heard. For some different, we're going to go all across the board today.
Do you want to go first?
Yes, let me pull it up, please.
No.
Cool.
Just kidding.
If you are looking for a fall treat that also has a bunch of protein in it, you guys need to try the pumpkin pie protein powder from Clean Simple Eats. That was a tongue twister. I love Clean Simple Eats. This is the protein powder that I use for all my protein shakes, my smoothies. It's such an easy way to get in protein, and I love having a protein shake as like a little midday snack, sometimes as part of my breakfast. I have been trying to get more protein in my diet these days. I feel like it really gives me a lot more energy, which I also need, becoming a mom and all of that. And the pumpkin pie one is so good. I will mix it with like either some kind of milk, non-dairy milk, with ice and maybe like a banana, and it's so delicious. You can also literally just put it with milk and like shake it up. It's so good. Literally tastes like a little pumpkin pie milkshake, and it has 20 grams of protein per serving. Clean Simple Eats protein powder is always grass-fed with no seed oils or artificial ingredients. It's third-party tested and non-GMO and gluten-free. It's also very, very creamy and smooth with no chalky texture found in most protein powders, which I do think is one of my favorite parts about it.
So, addition to their best-selling protein powders, Clean Simple Eats also has clear protein in a can. This is made with only 8 ingredients. This ultra-filtered clear protein is completely lactose-free, making it easy on digestion, and each can contains 20 grams of grass-fed whey protein and only the highest quality ingredients. They have 4 light and juicy clear protein flavors, as well as a clear protein and an energy drink with 20 grams of protein and 100 milligrams of caffeine for the perfect little pick-me-up. So visit cleansimpleeats.com and use the code WhatWeSaid10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's cleansimpleeats.com, code WhatWeSaid for 10% off your order.
Okay. This one is kind of random and niche. I haven't read the whole thing, but I peeked over it. So it says, quick question. When your family books an Airbnb together, who gets the primary/largest bedroom? The parents or the biggest family? My family stayed together over the summer for a family reunion in the same house. My sister is the one who booked the house, and she and her husband have 3 kids. Historically, they've always gotten the biggest bedroom because they have the biggest family. This is an arrangement that we've always agreed on and have been okay with. But this last trip, on the day we arrived, my mom and her new husband insisted on taking the primary bedroom because they are the elders of the family, and it's a given that they should get it.
It's giving toxic man.
We all knew that this was coming from our stepdad.
Yeah.
Because my mom would never have cared before him, and she was just taking the fall. It caused a huge rift between my mom and my sister. My mom said, you should have booked a house with 2 primary bedrooms, as if those homes are so easy to find.
Yeah, what?
On the other hand, I agree with my mom that little kids should be fine to sleep on the floor or on couches on family trips like this. Thoughts?
The reason I said toxic man is because she switched up. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, why are you changing your mind now? That would bother me. It's like, okay, he's just coming in. I think so this is a family trip. I don't know about the payment of it all. Mm-hmm. But for example, if we went to a cabin when Abby got engaged, mm-hmm. and my parents went, and then Abby and Keaton went, and then my brother went, and then it was us. And there's 4 of us, me, mm-hmm. Elwood, Case, and Nick. And so I was like, I'll pay more so that we can have the primary because we need more room and like our own bathroom and, all of that stuff. I think that's fair if you have more people. I don't think if you're all splitting it evenly, like you just get it because you happen to have more kids. It's like that's your choice. Like mm-hmm. other people shouldn't necessarily suffer for that. Right. But I do think you have to know, like, I'll pay a little bit more for the primary one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that because I'm thinking with my family, I could see it going either way. We actually are staying for the first time together, like at an Airbnb over Christmas. So I guess I'll let you guys know how it goes.
See what they say before you say anything.
Yeah. But I could picture, because I have Benny now, kind of being like, okay, well, I feel like maybe we should get that because like if she's going to sleep in our room, like it would be nice if it was a little bit more spacious. But I also do understand the parents getting it. You know what I think is that the older you get, the more specific you get about your sleep. Mm-hmm. And like, I could see how when you're older, you're just like, okay, we really like to sleep on a king bed with whatever, you know what I mean?
I have to go pee a lot at night. Yes, I want the bathroom and
Exactly. I feel like as you get older, but I'm talking already, I'm like getting more specific about how I sleep.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're even older, like, you're even more specific, like, no, please, I need that room. I don't know. I do think it kind of depends on who pays for it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if, also it depends on how old the kids are because I'm thinking obviously our, timeline where it's like we have babies and like toddlers where their sleeping is a little different. They need to take a nap. Mm-hmm. But it's like if it's a 7-year-old, it doesn't really matter where you sleep because a 7-year-old might sleep on the couch. Or,
right.
I don't really know how that is. But
well, you know what?
That just seems fair to me.
In general, it is kind of hard to do a family or a group trip for this reason. Like, mm-hmm. I always feel like this is not an issue because everyone's usually cool about it, like any trip I've gone on. But I do feel like it just is hard when you are going on a group trip and there's like only one primary nicer bedroom with a bathroom. It's like everyone wants it.
Yeah. So who's to say?
So who's to be like, oh, even if we're going on a girls trip and it's like, okay, there's one super nice bedroom and then there's like 2 more. One of them has a twin bed, one of them whatever, it's like, especially if you're all splitting it evenly, it's kind of like,
yeah.
Okay, so why?
Unless it's an obvious reason, like unless it's their birthday or it's their bachelor. Obviously, if they're the theme of the trip is them, they can have it. But yeah, if you're just all wanting to go somewhere. It's like, okay, we're all paying for the same for this experience. Why should I get the crappy one?
Exactly.
But maybe I don't know. I feel like
it's not that deep, but I do think like also when she was saying those houses are not easy to find, she's correct. Like it's really hard because even for Christmas, we were looking at different Airbnbs and we were trying to find one with like multiple king beds. And I'm like, it really doesn't exist very often. It's normally there's one primary bedroom with a big bed, you know, probably a king bed. And then the rest are like queen or full or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is hard to find.
Bring back hotels.
True. Honestly, true.
I love a hotel. I've really been, even when we're looking into a couple trips we want to take, I'm like, I need to be in a hotel. I just love the convenience. Like I was born in the right time, not time zone.
Time zone.
I'm like, I love mountain time. No.
I love Pacific Standard Time. I was born in the right generation.
Right generation. Thank you very much. Because I love people like that I can call down to the front office for a comb, you know, things like that.
The front desk.
Airbnbs are great and I love them. I've stayed in plenty and will probably stay in plenty more. And it gives a homier vibe. And with a group.
Kids, it's kind of nice. Well, I haven't actually even done it yet. I think there's a time and a place. It's like, I think if you're going somewhere, you're going to stay for a little bit. Even if you do have kids, like an Airbnb is nice because it's essentially like, it's a house.
Yeah, it is nice.
If you have multiple kids at this point, like a hotel could be potentially not annoying, but a little bit harder where it's like, you have a toddler, you don't want, him to wake up Elwood or something. And you're like, oh, we're all in the same room.
Yeah.
Like it is sometimes nice to have an Airbnb because you're essentially like in a house.
Yes.
So you can live the same life you live. But sometimes with a group, it's honestly nice to be in a hotel so you can be like, bye, like this is my space and I'm going to chill. I'm
thinking of my family reunions growing up. My dad has a lot of siblings and they all have a lot of kids. And so it's just a ton of people. I don't even know if we could find a house that big. I mean, we could, but it was nice that each family had a hotel room or a little suite where it's like we had 1 or 2 bedrooms each. So we're not fighting over like who gets the biggest room, what sibling gets this and this. And then you also at night, like we would go sleep over at our cousins or, they could come over here, but we also had our own space and away from the other families.
That is nice.
Take a breather. But then we can just walk down the hallway. You can go down to the pool.
That is really nice. Yeah. It depends. There's a time and a place for everything, but sometimes it's also nice to, if it's you and your partner or something, it's like nice to go to a hotel because they are just going to like take care of everything for you. You can leave the room, they clean it. Like it's just a nice.
It is nice.
Nice situation.
Mm-hmm. And some Airbnbs really have crazy cleanup rules where I'll be like, okay.
And fees. Talk about the cleaning fee in general.
The cleaning fee is always so high. And then when you're doing the most, you're like, is this fee coming back to me? Because I've been on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. Like, what am I doing here?
True.
Like I'm fine with like the couple cleanup things, but when it gets crazy where it's like so specific and it's like if you do not do this, you will pay a 50. It's like
also we have had shocking like some people be treating Airbnbs like they are trash. And
I could see that.
We own some Airbnbs in Arizona and like some of the things that we have seen
disgusting
are shocking. Like
maybe if people are just not normal, you have to do that.
It's like what I feel like something that we've experienced a lot of is like girls will completely take off their makeup and like a spray tan or something with like a white towel and then just like leave it and it's just like trashed completely.
Oh, shiz.
And that's something that you don't really think about when you should think about it.
Yeah.
But when you're staying in an Airbnb, you're almost just like, oh, it's kind of like I'm at a hotel. I can kind of do whatever I want. But it's like, there's certain things like that we've learned having Airbnbs where it's like, okay, let's get darker towel. Like we'll have darker towels that will literally be like, this is for if you want to
your face,
for your makeup, for your face, because people just trash stuff. But we've had crazy things like people throwing parties, like breaking windows and leaving things just absolutely
insane,
trashed, like lipstick all over the rug, like not allowed to bring a dog, brought 2 dogs that ripped up the couches and peed all over everything. Just like stuff that you're like, how?
Yeah.
Anyway, people will be wild. I should ask my mom for some more. That actually could be a good write-in episode. Like if you host Airbnbs or you work in the hotel industry, like crazy things you've seen. Because truly, I know, there was a really crazy situation. I should ask my mom for more details. It was like sketchy. And just the stuff that they left and like stuff they were doing, and we were
Terrifying.
just like, we're scared. But yeah, maybe I could get more tea from Jilly.
Yeah, that is scary. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they have Airbnbs too, and he posted this one video on his TikTok one time of like getting the people in trouble because they were throwing a huge party, and I think he was using his dad's credit card, or like it was a kid throwing a party, and it was not good. And so my brother-in-law literally went over there and was like, hey, I'm the owner, like, and basically shut down the party and like send everyone home, because they were like staining the floors and just like drinking and like doing things that the rules said not to do, and like literally having a house party with like a big group of crazy, I think they were literally teenagers.
Yeah. I feel like it's really crazy to me. Obviously accidents happen, like if you spill something on, the rug, or like you stain something or you break something. Accidents happen, people are human, like it's fine. But I feel like to have no regard, like we've had that where people are like, I'm so sorry, my son, whatever.
Broke a glass.
Broke this, yes.
Yeah.
Like we're happy to replace it, let us know what to do. It's like, that is not an issue.
No.
But when you have no regard for the fact that this is like a home that someone spent so much time on, like furnishing, and like there's so much energy and love put into it, and then to literally just like treat it like it's nothing is crazy.
No, it is crazy. And most of the times people are checking in later that afternoon when you check out. So it's like they don't have weeks to fix something. It's like, no. We have like people
Guests
booked.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, that is crazy. But do you get left, like, the Airbnb owner can leave you a review, right?
Yes.
And you leave them a review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can leave, obviously, like if they did something horrible, you can say like this person did something horrible.
I had to leave a 4-star review for my first time, and it was so scary.
4-star?
Yeah. Is there 4 or 5? If there's 5, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying 4 is not that bad.
Oh, I
thought
know,
you were gonna
but
say 1.
I feel bad not doing 5. Like,
for what? Or you don't want to say?
It was so dirty. It was
you're saying
unbelievably dirty.
Saying for an Airbnb?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I own my Airbnb. I own.
I thought you were saying for something random you were rating
on
something.
an Airbnb I stayed at. I felt bad because it's like that's their business, But
but you have to be honest.
I know I have to
business.
be honest. The floors, and I had seen this on a previous review when I had booked it. The reviews were like, the floors looked like they had not been swept or mopped in quite literally months.
Sorry, you said someone had said that?
Yeah, someone else had left a review before I went there. I was like, oh, that's gross. And I was like, but that's not a big deal. They're like, our feet would be black at the end. There was probably a layer like this big of dirt on the floor. I could not, like, when you're walking, you could feel it, like you were the duster. It was like
immediately. No,
it was super dusty and like super dirty. Like it was so dirty. I can't even begin to explain. Like just all the things where I don't know if someone had come in and like swept or like mopped in a very long time. Well, long.
I was gonna say with our Airbnbs, like, because I just joked about how the cleaning fee. I'm like, yeah, and the cleaning fee is crazy. When you do own an Airbnb, you kind of see the back end of like, okay, I understand why, because like we obviously hire cleaners to clean after every single guest, and we pay them like
you have to pay.
We have to pay them. The cabins that we have are like multiple bedrooms. They have to clean 3 bathrooms, so it's like you have to pay them a good amount. So yes, like
you have to clean. You have to pay.
Someone has to pay a cleaning fee to kind of like offset that. So it does make sense why people pay cleaning fees. But then if that's what I hate is when you go,
you're
it's
like, I
dirty.
paid a fee.
You're like, I'm paying a cleaning fee.
Exactly.
Like that is what you're paying for, is to go in and have it be perfectly clean for you. That's not okay.
Yeah, it was super dusty and dingy. And so I felt like it was my duty.
Yeah, you have to say something.
And there was just a couple other things where it was like the parking was not very clear, and like we had to park really far away, but we didn't know. They never said like how many cars. It was like there was a couple other things that were, and we also had kind of a shocking experience where there was a couple of things where I was like, I cannot in good conscience give this place a 5-star for the next people who book.
That's good, and I think it's a learning experience for the hosts because it's nice, obviously, or also like if there is an issue for someone to say, hey, the parking like wasn't really clear in your instructions. Again, as the owner, you want to know that.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make a better situation, you want to be like, hey, thank you for telling me. I'm going to make the instructions more clear next time. Or especially if it's dirty, like you want to be aware of that because maybe they hire cleaners, but they're not doing a good job, but they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, our feet were black.
That's
black, you guys. Like your socks were disgusting. Like you could not, you know how sometimes it's like you wear your socks at the end of the day and then you can maybe wear them in the morning too. Like
not a chance.
No, not a chance. Like I can't wear them for the rest of the trip unless I like fully wash them. Like they were crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, anyways.
Well, let's move on to another advice.
Yeah, wow, that was crazy. I'm sorry.
Going on about our own trauma with dirty Airbnbs.
Why am I holding my microphone like this? I don't know.
I'm always looking for fun ways to spice up my water routine and stay hydrated, especially just being postpartum and breastfeeding. I just find myself very depleted sometimes, and sometimes it'll be halfway through the day or I hate to say even further along in the day, and I realize I've not drinking an ounce of water. And something that helps me really stay hydrated is something that adds a little
oomph.
Yeah, a little umph to my water that tastes good, has a little flavor to it, gives a little kick, and is fun and exciting to drink. So I recently tried the Gatorade Hydration Booster. Nick has also been loving this as well. They're just little packets packed with essential vitamins backed by Gatorade superior science experts. They have no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added color. You just add them to your water, shake it up, and you're good to go. The electrolyte levels are suitable for all day, so you can be sipping and help you get through your busy day.
The Hydration Booster has an advanced blend of electrolytes from watermelon, sea salt, and other sodium and potassium salts. It contains 30 calories and 5 grams of sugar versus Liquid IV, which contains 45 calories and 11 grams of sugar. A lot of times with electrolyte products, I really like adding electrolytes to my water. I feel like, again, it's kind of just a nice way to get a different flavor in and still stay hydrated. But I also find myself just feeling a lot more energized and hydrated throughout the day when I do add electrolytes. And sometimes a lot of these brands contain so much sodium in order to get that. So I like that this has nearly half the amount of sodium compared to their top competitors. It's nice to feel like you can get a little extra hydration in there throughout your day without just having a ton of sugar and sodium and all of that. So put your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster. Go check it out.
The holiday season is creeping up and it's getting colder outside. If you're going to workout classes or maybe you're going on runs or you want to go work out outside, you need something that's cozy and cute, but functional. That's the most important thing. You want to be comfortable. You want it to be functional. And that is why I love the sponsor Rhoback. So if you haven't checked out Rhoback before, now is the time. So they have their new Rhoback's women's line, and you can go check out all of their products, but they have these new fleece pullovers that are so amazing for if you want to throw it over your workout set to stay nice and warm, but still look cozy and cute. It's the softest fabric paired with a slight crop and an oversized fit so that you are feeling cozy. You can wear these on the move or just hanging out at home or running errands, whatever tickles your fancy.
I also love a half zip hoodie for putting over a workout set, especially in the fall and winter. The half zip kind of makes it a little more breathable, especially where we live. We don't need anything too crazy and warm, but their new Clarity half zip hoodie is really cute, especially their heather ivory one. There is something about me and like a heather gray workout set or sweat set that I simply, it will never be enough for me. I can always have a different heather gray hoodie or zip up in just a slightly different font and I still need it. So the half zip hoodie is super cute. I love the gray one and it comes with matching, and you can also get matching joggers with that as well. Sometimes you just need a new little pullover or a new hoodie to make you feel motivated and excited to go on a walk or go to a workout class or something like that. So if you haven't already, it is now time to try out some Rhoback. Use the code WHATWESAID on Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That is spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all fleeces, hoodies, joggers, and more with code WHATWESAID. Stay comfortable all day with Rhoback.
Is it okay that my boyfriend wants to be friends with a new girl that I don't like being around?
No.
Let's get the advice right there, even though we have paragraphs to go. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for about 1.5 years and recently moved in together a few months ago. Our relationship is great. We communicate well, have fun together, and we trust and respect each other. We don't know a lot of people in our new city, and one of his friends introduced him to a girl who lives here. I was not there that night, but my BF told her about me, and she said she had to meet me because we would be great friends, etc. I was excited to meet her in hopes of having a new friend, but after meeting her, I realized we just don't click and are into different things. She's more into drinking, partying, etc. My boyfriend, however, thinks she's cool and wants to continue inviting her to things, but I don't. Okay. We went out with her and another friend again the other night, and the next day he kept bringing her up and things she said that were funny and how fun the night was. Ew. We then went to get dinner and drinks around town, just us two, and he asked if we should invite her. I said I'd rather it just be a date night, which he respected, but it made me sad that he even asked in the first place. As we just saw her last night and I was excited to have a night just with my boyfriend. It just made me feel like I'm not fun enough on my own to spend time with, and he would rather have her there too. I don't want to be controlling because he should be allowed to make new friends, but something about the dynamic of me not wanting to be around her and him really wanting to makes me uncomfortable. And I think part of it stems from her being cool, pretty, and liking a ton of the same things my boyfriend does. And I feel threatened by that. He has reassured me though, when I've mentioned these thoughts, that he loves me, it's just a friend, and we need to meet more people here, and I have nothing to worry about. I don't want him to be friends with her since I don't enjoy being around her, and he thinks it's controlling for me to say he can't be friends with someone. I don't think I would care as much as if she just got invited to group things, but the fact he wants to invite her to just things with just us two makes me sad. Am I in the wrong for not wanting him to be friends with a girl and just being controlling, or should he respect that I don't enjoy being around her and the dynamic makes me uncomfortable? Okay. I need you to go grab your boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Right now. Go grab your boyfriend and bring him in here.
Is he in the room with us?
Yeah. And listen up, buddy. Listen up. Okay. That is not okay. And your girlfriend is right. She usually is, and she probably always will be, but she is especially right in this situation that her feelings are valid for being hurt, and you should not hang out with that. There should be a clear boundary. I guess I can't tell you to not enjoy her presence, but you should try a little harder not to.
I was going to say, it's almost concerning to me that there's such a disparity in how they feel about her.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is weird to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm trying to picture Leif being like, this girl's awesome, and then me meeting her and be like, I do not like this girl.
No.
I can't even picture that happening because it's just do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, especially if it's, the gender they are attracted to.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if they have a guy friend and it's they do, whatever. And it's okay, I don't like, you guys like golf. I don't like that,
right.
But when it's a gender that they are attracted to, that they're friends with, where it's okay, this is getting.
Well, at first,
you like her better. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
you like her better than me.
Exactly. That is what it feels like. And that's why it's just not the vibe at all. And I was going to say at the very beginning when it was he introduced her to a girl. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to understand. I'm like, okay, you guys need new friends. And maybe he was almost getting to know her on behalf of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I met this girl. I think you would really like her. That's not so weird.
No, definitely not.
But for him to be referencing funny things she said, that one cuts deep.
Yeah.
Tell me she's pretty. Tell me she's cute. Tell me she's funny.
Yeah.
Ooh. That one hurts.
No, that's not okay. I would be so annoyed beyond. I would be like, I don't care if you think that,
I would be pulling that
the cat's pajamas. No, what could that possibly mean? The cat's pajamas.
I don't know where that one came from.
Why does it mean something good?
I don't know. We could ask Chad maybe.
Hey Siri.
Wow, Siri. Millennial.
What does the cat's pajamas idiom mean?
Ooh, idiom.
The phrase "the cat's pajamas" is an idiom that means something is excellent, very good, or the best. Okay, you didn't tell me why. Bye.
That's why we have to ask Chad.
Yeah, he knows better.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he's wrong, you're right, you're valid, and he's annoying. He's annoying me.
You know that trend, It's like, then I go and say, or what does it say?
Spoil it all by, yeah.
Saying something stupid like, I love you. And it says something that you would say. It's like, oh, your other girlfriend or whatever. That's what I'd be pulling. I'd be like, oh, like,
You want to do it with your other girlfriend?
Yeah, he's like, oh, we could invite her. I'd have been like, oh, your girlfriend? Like,
yeah. Okay, why don't you kiss her too?
why don't you kiss her as well?
Why don't you have her make you dinner?
Yeah.
If you like her so much, why don't you live with her?
No, exactly. Like, I would be pulling that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that to me really crosses the line. Like, you're on a date night and he's like, oh, should we have invited her? What do you mean? No.
Some of you girls have such, a good head on your shoulders and you're so aware. Like, the fact that you're even like, I know it's just because I'm insecure. The way I would be so mad and the way I would be so unhealthy. Yeah.
Like, wow, we stand a self-aware queen.
I would instantly be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I would be so bugged.
Same.
And it would take me a minute to be self-aware and be like, okay, maybe I'm just insecure. Like, maybe it's just, I'm feeling threatened.
But I'm like, and that's his problem as well. It's not, I mean, it is on you to obviously be secure, whatever, but I don't like when it feels like there's a reason though to be insecure. It's like, but you're giving me reasons too.
Yeah.
Like you're making comments that further my insecurity.
Yeah.
Why aren't you like, taking actions to, I guess she said he did reassure her, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a toughie.
Yeah, it's hard because I really want to talk about Love is Blind like so bad. And we haven't finished the season yet. And by this time, it's going to be way over. But
it's going to be irrelevant at this point.
I mean, maybe the results and stuff, but the beef, the meat of it, is a tale as old as time.
Yeah, well, basically you're right and he's wrong. And he should not hang out with this girl. I think you have every right to be annoyed and upset about that.
Definitely.
Do I have advice? Not really, honestly, besides being extremely brutally honest with him.
And vocal, yeah.
Yeah. But I fear for that.
Yeah.
Because why is this an issue? You know what I mean? Like, hopefully she's just the, she's shiny and new and hopefully in a few weeks he'll be over it.
Even that, like, I hate that.
No, I hate that too. He shouldn't be even remotely. But I'm
shiny and new, like nothing should be shiny and new.
That was disgusting, actually. Oh, that was like the cringiest thing I've ever said. I'm a misogynist after that one. Literally objectifying her. Jail. Okay, I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm screaming.
Thank you for calling me out.
It was just kind of giving like side chick.
Yeah, no, it was like, and me
he'll get over it. He'll always come back to the wife.
No, literally, I'm like, yeah, just let him. So toxic.
You can't keep men, and they're gonna cheat regardless. So
yeah, it is what it is. Gotta get him out of her system. That was. I'm sorry.
Screaming.
What I'm saying is maybe she like. I can't save this one. Like. He's excited about her for now.
Yeah. It's a new friend. You have no new friends. But honestly, it's just worse that she's pretty because then it's like, what are you so excited about?
Well,
like, wipe that stupid smile off your face.
Are they that down bad for friends? Like, geez, we can find friends in other ways.
That's the other thing. It's like, what, is this your soulmate?
Yeah.
Like, why are you so excited? Like, move on. I don't want you to be friends with her. You can find another friend.
100%.
I think that would be extremely valid. Imagine you're hanging out with a guy that you met at work and you guys get along so great. You both love all the same things. You're saying, can we invite Todd on our date? Like, that's so freaking weird. I'm sorry. This is so weird.
I can't even imagine it. No, this is actually diabolical.
If Nick dare say, let's invite another girl on a date night, I would.
No, that's bizarre. Actually, now that I
imagine you do that, or if you're petty, you could do that. You could, make up a guy that you go to work with that you get along with really well.
It's like I was gonna say, like if I met a guy through, like I can't even comprehend because I don't go to work or anything. So I'm like, where would I meet this man? But like, if I met a guy that I was like, oh, I think Leif would get along with him. That's the only thought that would go through my head.
Not like I want to hang out.
I want to hang out with him. I love him. I actually get along with him so well. He's hilarious. It would be more like,
we should invite him.
Like you guys, he likes surfing. Like you guys probably be friends. Like that would be my only intention of ever. I can't imagine. Like any other way. That is so crazy, actually.
You know, maybe he has a little crush. And I know that's like actually, we're laughing, but that actually would be so just like make me sick to my stomach.
No, I hate that. Every bit of it.
And you might just need to call him out and be like, do you literally have a crush on this girl? And then maybe it'll snap him out of it. Maybe he'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize like
True.
I was acting like that. That was crazy. Say, yeah, that was crazy. Never do it again.
True. I second that. Okay. Hi, girlies. I need some advice as a fellow girl with religious trauma. Specifically, how on earth do I go from being a hyper-religious and sheltered virgin who was taught slut-shaming and barely even given the talk to a non-religious, still trying to figure that out, lol, non-judgmental adult who is open to trying things? Like, I'm almost 21 years old. I've never drank, smoked, partied, dated, had sex, or even kissed anyone. I don't want to go crazy and try everything just to do it, but I also want to get over the mental block of it all. What if I start dating and things go well? Eventually, we'll get to that point, and I'm afraid I'm going to freak out or feel so embarrassed. It all makes me want to crawl into a hole and never even try dating. On top of all this, I'm bi and talking to a girl for the first time. My parents are very homophobic, and although I'm very close with them, I might have to choose between them or my future partner if I were to date a girl. It is all so stressful. I don't need you to have all the answers for me, but I could really use some encouragement and any advice from your own experiences. Sending so much love to you and your sweet families. Thank you for sharing your lives and stories with us.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah, I was going to say this is sounding out of my realm of advice because that is starting to get really sticky with the family dynamic of it all. That's not something I am qualified enough. I'm not qualified at all, actually, as a matter of fact. I have no qualifications, but
we have no credentials to go over any of this. But I do think that as far as like, I do not think you should feel embarrassed about any of that, about not being super experienced or anything. This is something I'll say from personal experience is that like, I think that obviously my situation's different because I got married really young, so I wasn't like trying to figure out dating or any of that stuff. But
yeah, that's a whole other beast.
That's a whole other thing. But I will say like, if you don't have experience with any of those things and like you were very religious and now you're not and whatever, even like for me, dressing a certain way, like I was used to dressing a certain way. And then when I decided I didn't really want to be religious, then I'm dressing another way. And like even that can feel like a kind of a weird change and stuff. But what I think is that people normally find it like endearing rather than embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? New people who like we have friends who did not grow up religious at all. And when we tell them like, oh, we don't have any experience with A, B, and C, it's not like they're like, that's so cringy.
You're a loser.
Yeah, they're more like, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. Like, tell me more about that. And they find it, I think, endearing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's nothing to be embarrassed of.
It's nothing to be
that's for
ashamed
sure.
of, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think.
Only weird people make you feel embarrassed for that, honestly. Like, only probably people you don't really want to be around will make you feel embarrassed for not being experienced enough. Like, oh, you haven't tried that yet. You're young. You're immature. That's not a necessarily immature thing. I know it sometimes can feel like it. If you're not experienced, you feel immature.
Yeah.
But that's not really the definition of mature or immature. It's just experience in that one particular area.
Right.
And you're almost 21, so you're only 20. That's still pretty young. Like you just got out of high school a couple years ago. It's not like everyone else is eons ahead of you, just like out there trying all the craziest drugs there are, and being absolute, just party animals. But you do have quite a bit of time ahead of you to start, but you don't also have to get overwhelmed with I have to do this because I have to, just
have experience with it.
Yeah, just take it as it comes. Like if there is something you want to do, you can go at your own, just go at your own pace.
Yeah,
and do
definitely.
what you want to do.
I think when you're surrounded by the right people, this will not be an issue at all. Like if you hopefully have friends who you trust, those should be people that you can say, I've never done this, and this, and I feel embarrassed, and they will make you feel better and they will help you through it.
Yeah.
Or if you, again, want to try something if you want to try drinking and they have experience with that, it's like the right person will be very like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not going to make you feel dumb about that is my point.
And also in different places when you're, you grow up in a certain area, you're surrounded by the same kind of people, you start to feel like there's either A or B. Like there's either people who never did any of that or there are people who've been doing it since they were 5 years old.
Yeah.
And there's really a huge
gray
spectrum.
Area.
Yeah. Of people who, if you, tell them I've never drank before, like if you go out to other places of the world, there won't be like, oh, I started drinking when I was 2. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, I had
Chelsea
it.
2 is crazy.
Like, I'm just saying.
I
Like
know, I
that's what
know.
it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when you are coming out of that like almost shelter, you're like, I'm so dumb. And it's like other people are like, I had my first drink a year ago. Like,
exactly.
It's really not as crazy as you think it is in your head. So you don't have to be embarrassed about anything.
Definitely. I think even just with the whole drinking thing, like obviously, again, you are so young still. It's not like you're like 50 years old or something. And that's
Yeah,
still
you're technically
young.
not even legal. So
That's still young, Mom.
yeah.
But where was I going with that? Oh, I feel like so many people these days, like I always think about that with drinking specifically, is that so many people choose to be sober for so many different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think it's like an embarrassing thing at all. It's like such a common thing now that even people, whether they've drank or not in their lifetime, like I can think of 5 people off the top of my head who like didn't grow up religious. This has nothing to do with religion, but they don't drink at all. And they're just like, for different reasons. They're like, oh, I just like don't like how it makes me feel. Or one girl I know has like never tried drinking. She's just like, I'm not into it. But she has no religious background at all. And I just think it's like, I think when you do grow up really sheltered, it comes with, you have like baggage attached in your brain to all of those things. It's like, oh, I feel dumb for not doing that. But it's almost like you could have grown up a completely different way, still chosen not to do that, and you wouldn't have the shame attached to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the choice. Like the choice at hand necessarily. That's like, oh, that's so embarrassing that you didn't choose to drink.
Yeah, it's the shame that you have surrounding it, which is something, again, I'm not qualified to explain how to work through and unpack all of that. But I think all of those things you're mentioning, like even you maybe want to date a girl, it's like you have shame around that. And rightfully so, if you grew up in a super religious environment.
Rightfully so.
No, I'm saying,
No,
I'm saying like you're so valid in having, in feeling that way.
A normal
like,
thing to feel,
It's a very normal, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it should be that way, but I can relate in this having shame about things that you shouldn't have shame about is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like, just don't feel embarrassed or I don't think you should feel embarrassed. Like you have the right to, and it's valid, but if you can try your best to like remove the what's the word? How things are like neutral and not
Nuance?
No.
Oh.
Like not at all. Like how things are not good or bad, like
Neutrality?
yeah, I guess so. I feel like there's a word I'm missing that people are gonna maybe comment.
Wait, what? Say it again.
Like remove the blank from this situation. Like drinking is not good or bad. It's just a thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
but
neutral.
I'm trying to remember like what the word I'm looking for is. Anyway, that's a very hard thing to do and something that takes a lot of unpacking.
Yeah.
So, but you're doing great. You're doing amazing, sweetie. We love you.
There's, I know what word you're trying to talk about. It's like moral, something like with morals, right?
Yeah, like the morality.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
Maybe that's the word I was thinking. Like there's no morality in like these specific things.
Yeah.
But we assign like meaning and shame to them because of how we grew up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And just know, as the last bit of encouragement, that there is going to be another side. Like there is another side to this. Like you have to go through it. You just do. Like it's something you can't bypass. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You literally have to go through it. So there will be another side of it where you will, look back on this time and be like, wow, that was so stressful or that was so crazy or whatever. But you'll feel so much better on the other side of it.
I think so too. You're like in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
But there will be a time where you can breathe easily about those things. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think so too. That is all the advice we have time for today. Wow. Just an hour just comes and goes, doesn't it?
Time flies when you're having fun and speaking facts.
It's getting dark in my house because the sun's going down. But thank you guys so much for listening to another episode and watching on YouTube if you're watching. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. We love you so much. And
That's what we said. Bye.
Goodbye.